right, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to another podcast. Hey, we have an amazing special guest here today, Ja'Nia Harden of the Harden Project. Welcome, Ja'Nia, to our podcast.
What's going on? How is everybody doing?
Oh yeah. Hey, we were just talking before before we got on here, and I was telling Ja'Nia. Uh, I've picked up quite a few friends in the industry. One of them is Nikki Kidd. I got to give a shout out to her. And I was asking Nikki, I was like, man, you got some leads on some artists, man, who just got great vibe. And she gave me your name a year ago. And I remember we were trying to work out to get you to Savor the Sounds. It didn't work out timing wise. And I was like, I really want to bring in an artist who can really help us celebrate Black History Month out at Savor the Sounds. And your name popped into my mind. And I was like, let me give Ja'Nia a call. And so I'm super excited that you decided to join us for Savor the Sound. So welcome, Ja'Nia. Welcome.
I appreciate the love and shout out to Nikki Kidd. Um, she is a force here in the South Florida scene as far as being a musician and artist. She really is appreciated in the community, and I appreciate her.
Wonderful. And for all of our Jamaican folks out there, her family just opened up Juicy Patty in Miramar. So there's another plug. I'm just hearing that the lines were out the door there in Miramar. So hey, make sure you go out and check out Juicy Patty over in Miramar. Well, hey Ja'Nia, let's jump right in. So we got a little taste of your music. So hey, I'm gonna let you describe your style of music. How would you describe it?
Um, Definitely eclectic jazz. A bit of soul, R&B, funk. Not even R&B, more probably more soul and funk.
Hmm.
And jazz. But it's definitely eclectic. I'll say that because it's a little bit of everything. I might sing a couple of runs here and there, and then all of a sudden I might break into a scat. So but it's definitely the bass is jazz. I am a jazz lover. I studied jazz. My father was one of the jazz DJs down here for well over 30 years. I'm at WLRN. His name is Lynn Pace. And
Whoa,
so, yeah,
the
so he
legendary WLRN.
yeah, so it's in me. It's been in me for, I mean, I can recall him doing interviews just like this, and I will probably be up under the desk, sitting and chilling. So yeah, so it's definitely a part of me. And everyone in the band actually has degrees in jazz, except me. My degree is in music, vocal performance,
You
but
got your degree a different way. Let's just
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah.
that's awesome. I always I come from a musical background. That's one of the reasons why we call it Elements Music Group. We do it as a family, but I remember my mom listening to Love 94 all
Oh,
the time. And it's interesting because I didn't really gravitate towards like jazz music early on. It wasn't until I got to college. And I took like a music appreciation class and I got like a CD. So for those
mhm.
young folks don't know what a CD is,
Come
it's
on,
a round
Edie.
circular thing.
That's right, right.
I got a CD and it had a recording of Miles Davis and Summertime, and then Thelonious Monk, and that just kind of set me over the top. And then it was like everything that I had listened to over the years just kind of bubbled back up into everything that I do now. So I think the immersion and being immersed in that type of music is so important.
It
And I
is.
and I think the fact that you're calling this eclectic is just the fact that you just love good music. So. On that note, talk to us about your influences. So we got the jazz background, we got the soul, but talk to us about your influences.
It's funny that you mentioned Miles Davis because that he's definitely one of my influences, which you don't hear a lot of vocalists talk about instrumentalists
Mhm.
being an influence, but he is definitely one of my influences when it comes to laying out a melody. Like nobody can lay out a melody like Miles Davis. It could be, even in at its simplicity, not a bunch of runs, not a bunch, but just like really laying out the melody and evoking some type of emotion from the melody. He is one of my um what I sort of try to gravitate to. Also Bobby McFerrin, his the way that his ear works percussively, with the voice, using that percussion aspect of the voice, and those duple meters, you
Yeah,
know it's not, people would think it's tricking the ear, but it's just, you know uh involving, creating um musical space, but also feeling it too.
yeah,
And because you would think that he has, 20 instruments up there when you watch him perform, but it's just him, a mic, and a bottle of Perrier water. Like, it's, I mean, you can't get any better. It's in his tone. The upper part of my range, definitely Shaka Khan, and
okay.
another trumpet player, Dizzy Gillespie. Love them. And then the hip hop element, I love Outkast, and I love, people don't
Yeah,
Andre
they were good
3000.
musicians. They were
Yeah,
great.
they're great musicians. Yeah, I mean, I pull honestly from everything. My husband, who is also co-founder of the Harden Project, I have to say that John Harden, he listens to, Jimmy Smith, on organ, but he also is a phenomenal sax player and tenor sax player. And that's the thing in this particular band. My guitar player Sergio Zavala, and also Donald Thomas, we all listen to some of everything.
Yeah.
And the roots of all of that music, definitely gospel and spiritual. So that's gonna always be in there too. So and to your point, where you're talking about your first time, really like actually loving the music, jazz, because I think back to those interviews. It's not that I didn't love it, or hate it, or have any really opinion about it. To me, it was just music. But I didn't really fall in love with it until college myself. And well, high school, right before college. And I learned my first standard. I had to perform it, and I still remember it.
Which standard is it? I'm curious.
Second time around.
Second time around. Okay.
Yeah, and which is not, I don't hear people
I don't.
actually even play that standard a lot. But who the people who I had to listen to first was Frank Sinatra,
Mm.
when I first listened to it. And then after that, Nancy Wilson. And
Okay.
listen, she's the storytellers of all
Mhm.
storytellers.
Mhm.
So yeah, but yeah, that was actually my first standard that I had to perform, which to me was not the common standard. You hear
Yeah.
down here, everybody, A Train, or that
Autumn
those kind of
leaves.
autumn leaves. Yeah. And I literally like use the autumn leaves is what I use to like warm up a set or whatever like that. But yeah. So, but that's when I actually fell in love with jazz.
Awesome, awesome. I spent a year in Kansas City, and so that was real jazz, and
Yeah.
really on the they have the museum there as
Hmm.
well. So that immersion is important. So you mentioned the Harden Project. You mentioned your husband John. Hey, talk about the start of the Harden Project and the concept behind it. What is it that you're hoping to accomplish?
Um, to be to be real frank, I just wanted to be able to perform and sing and touch, um, on a spiritual tip. I wanted to have God, like I want to be able to edify God with my gift
Yeah.
and touch people's hearts. Like, people that music is magical. Like music is spiritual. It is, it could literally change your mood. It's so powerful. And I was talking to my husband and I said, I honestly don't care what instrumentation I sing with. I said, you can put me out there with me in an oboe and I'll be happy. I just want to sing. And he was like, okay. And so he literally just started up. And that's how it came to be. Of course, our goal, I really just want the music to be feel good music out there, and be able to perform, where, everybody can listen to it. Everybody can vibe to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool. Just I read a little bit of your bio on your webpage, just in terms of some of your other influences. I interviewed someone a couple of months ago, and they had dropped this name who's kind of like the guy now, which is Robert Glasper.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, am I just gravitating towards everybody who likes Robert Glasper? I think that's what it is, because I mean, he's in my ear all the time. And
Hmm.
so even kind of listening to your music, I can hear a little bit of the influence as well, just the changes and the vibe.
Yeah.
And you mentioned kind of that eclectic nature of it. And I just really love the idea that you called it a project. It's almost kind of like this thing isn't really final. We're just kind of in this exploratory phase of really just trying to discover. Is
Yeah.
that an accurate description of how you guys are really thinking
That
about things?
that is a perfect description. I don't like, I don't people try not to. I don't know if you know, I'm also a music educator. So like literally, I try to tell people, and I'm also part of a great organization. Shout out to Sunshine Jazz
Oh,
organization. And I've been produced last year's shows and this year's shows, and I try to get them, that they're sort of this organization has been around for going on 39 years.
yeah,
That is a long time, and of course they've seen jazz and this word right here. It evolves, like it's not going to stop, and I wish people would understand that it's going to always evolve. And when I listen to Robert Glasper, or when he first came out, you could tell that his sound was evolving. But he always goes back to those roots. But you
right.
know, jazz evolves. It was always made to evolve. It wasn't made to be just the one thing. And so definitely, I think that's what I would describe his sound as, something ever evolving. And I hope and pray that, the Harden Project, our sound is ever evolving. You're never going to be able to pinpoint it per se, only with our voices, maybe, but even that, I constantly am working on even, delivery of melody, of how I'm going to change the texture of my voice. I think it's important.
Yeah, that's so good. And just to kind of tie it back to Miles, I think it's been a while, but I remember, Miles Davis, that's how he thought about jazz. He it was like, this is just, we're discovering new music. It's just new ways of exploring, and even kind of exploring Miles' trajectory. It was this combination of him exploring different styles. And of course, he was really instrumental, no pun intended, and
Yeah.
really bringing in some of the people who are giants today. And so
Yes.
always really trying to push the envelope to again, just kind of discover new music, and never really settle. So I think it's really cool, and we're definitely going to look forward to you bringing your flavor. So one last question we got to ask. We're right in the middle of Black History Month, and one of the things that I love about when you think about the history of Black History Month, it was really about teaching African Americans like the rich history, the rich roots. Just you came from special people who did amazing things, and to really continue to bring that forward. Again, back to Robert Glasper and one of his albums, I think Art and Science. I don't know if you've heard that album, but the you
What
got
album?
Art Science. So you gotta listen to the opening of it, and
Mm-hmm.
it starts out with him doing like some straight ahead jazz, right? And then in the middle of the song, he breaks out into like seamlessly into this hard backbeat.
Mm.
It's wonderful. And in him talking over it, his whole point is like he's like, my people have brought so much to the music scene, and I just want to explore it all. I don't want to be kind of this is
Put
my
in a box.
put in a box. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So with that said, what does Black History Month mean to you?
Um, it is definite. I guess for me, it would be going. I think it's important. People don't like to. We shouldn't be going backwards. We should be going forwards. But we definitely need to be looking back. I
Yeah.
think people miss that part. We should look back and recognize all of those wonderful giants
Mhm.
whose shoulders we stand on right now. Black History Month is so important as American history
Mhm.
in itself. I mean, we've done and we're and the diaspora is everywhere, and I really want to express that part too. There's so many great things throughout throughout the diaspora,
Yeah.
but it's super important to me. Like my family, they created the day for Kwanzaa Day in Miami-Dade. Like they were the founders
Really?
of
Wow.
that. I remember, the first time, like, in all of these different particular organizations, celebrating, our history. It's super important. I can't. You celebrating Black history. It allows you to love yourself a little bit more
Mhm.
and the things, and appreciate the things around you a little bit more. I mean, we literally would be walking barefoot if it was not for, somebody, like somebody that looks like me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
That's courage to do to break the barriers. I mean, you mentioned that at the beginning about us talking about Nikki. Nikki's broken down a lot of barriers
Yeah.
here in South Florida. So, somebody has to go before. So, hey, we with the remaining minutes, we want to open it up to the folks who have joined us. We want to thank our friends of EMG who joined us. Hey, friends, you guys got questions? Go ahead and type in your questions in the chat. We usually have to give them a few minutes, a few seconds to type.
Ah.
So, any questions that you have, friends of EMG for Ja'Nia? Any questions?
Oh,
Ready?
where did I study music? Florida A&M University.
Go Rattlers.
Go Rattlers.
As all, and you know when someone has pride in their school when they put the in front. It's not even it's the. That's awesome.
Listen, you're not gonna have any rattlers come after me. You better represent your school well. That's what you better do.
Awesome. Any other questions? Oh man, we got them coming in. All right. What is your favorite song to perform?
Oh, if it's mine, uh, God, I like it depends on the mood. It depends on the mood. I don't have a favorite song. If it's mine, sometimes can't stop, which you'll hear. Love that. It's can't the words can't stop loving you. My husband was it literally we literally created it, and when my husband would have, and he still does, have instruments in the bedroom because we are constant always, he's always we're practicing or creating. If if it's with my storybook musical for kids, it is called Chrysalis, or Patience is the constant theme, and it's so simple. It's literally a one sentence song, but it's sort of like it's special to me. When I am wailing in my register, definitely Through the Fire. Um,
Okay.
Shaka Khan,
Okay.
I love her. If I want to mellow out, we have a version that we'll probably do Sunday of I Will Die for You, Prince. He's another person. Like if I had to ever per open up for somebody or perform with somebody, it would have been him.
Oh man, you answered that next question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says, is
Oh,
there anyone
wow.
you've ever dreamed of performing with? Yeah, that was the question that
I
came
just
to
knew.
me.
Let me tell you, I boohoo cried when he passed because I was like, I'm not gonna get to meet him. But also another giant who I would love to like perform with definitely is probably Shaka Khan,
Mm,
Herbie Hancock. I mean, these are giants,
these are
right?
very
Right now though, like if we were like right now, who's out right now, who I feel is like pushing the envelope, Dochi. Like I
mm,
would love to perform with her. Her musicality when it comes to her lyrics, not always family friendly.
yeah,
Now it's not family friendly, but percussion wise, I love the way that she moves, the way her lyrics move, beautiful. So yeah, no, but yeah.
man. Just to our friends, man, I really hope you guys come out and support Ja'Nia and those of our friends who are out of town. Hey, just remember, you guys can log on to savorthesounds.com and you guys can check out the live stream as well. Hey, Ja'Nia, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we
appreciate y'all, and I hope to see y'all there, or I hope that you log in because
no, we're still there.
okay, yes, I hope that you log in, or I hope that you're there, and support Savor the Sounds. I think that this is truly amazing what you're doing. So kudos to you, Jerry, because people don't understand the work that it takes to put this in. So please, if not me, please support this beautiful Black man here. He is doing the work, and we appreciate you.
Oh,
Um,
thank you so much, Janaya.
yeah,
Looking
we
forward to
appreciate
working with you. And as Janaya said, hey, please log on. Those of you who are out of town, savorthesounds.com as well. And hey, just a reminder for those of you who missed even the previous events, hey, we're constantly evolving on our website. We want to give a shout out to Orland and Crystal Glasgow, who've done an amazing work to keep our website up. We appreciate our partnership with Pembroke Pines. We appreciate the support of Memorial Healthcare System. But if you want to check out the previous events, there you go, including the event photos as well. And just want to say thank you again to our friends of EMG. Those of you who are joining us and you're just like, man, I want to be a friend of EMG. Hey, click on that QR code, or you can go to friendsofemg.com to learn more of how you can become a friend of EMG. I'm just letting you know it is super easy now to become a friend of EMG. It's never going to be like this again. It's never going to be this easy to become a friend of EMG. 5 things you can do. You can give any amount. It doesn't matter how small it is. We appreciate it. We use it to help book amazing artists like the Harden Project. Pray for us. We are still in this season where we're raising a lot of money so that we can continue to do this. Really continue to bring excellent music, supporting live music. Show up to the event. You can share what's going on. So if you guys get anything in social media that we're doing or that Ja'Nia is doing, any of our friends, anyone that we've worked with in the past, hey, continue to share their content. It's really important to them. It helps them get more gigs as well, get their music out. And then those of you who want to help us, we're always looking for folks who want to assist with the production aspects, setup. We're going to be launching a merch page soon, things of that nature. Hey, if you want to be a friend of EMG, it is super easy. All right. Hey, speaking of merch, I did tell you guys that we were going to give away 2 t-shirts today. Yes, we're going to give away a Jazz Hip Rock t-shirt,
Oh,
and we're going to give away a EMG Black History Month edition shirt. All right. Congratulations to our winners. Hey, listen, if you want your own Jazz Hip Rock shirt, hey, it's $20 a piece. Hey, Ja'Nia, we're going to hook you up. We're going to hook you up. We're going to make sure you get a Jazz Hip Rock and a Black History Month t-shirt. So, hey, you don't even have to worry about that, Ja'Nia. All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us for this podcast. Ja'Nia, thank you so much. We
no,
appreciate it, and we look forward to having you.
thank you, you guys. I appreciate you all. And thank you for tuning in. You all, this platform is amazing. It is amazing. I can't wait. I'm spreading the word. I know a friend who you all would love to hear from too. His name is Alan Paul.
Oh,
So yes, you want to
okay.
hear from this friend. I think introductions need to be made. Introductions need to be made. So
My
hi,
sister.
bye,
Thank you.
bye, you guys. I hope to see you there.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Faggot, caterpillar, why won't you change?